But most of us are afraid we're about to lose our home. Not because we're going to get kicked out, because again, most of us are American citizens, but because when we look at America, we're seeing it slowly dismantle into something that is not recognizable, that America is losing its Americanness, right? Not in the same way that MAGA says it. No, 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 no. But because like it is just slowly becoming something that we don't recognize it to be America, right?
So that video is simultaneously enraging and hilarious. That is Nadia Mohammed. She is the youngest Muslim mayor in the country. She's born in Somalia, and she is the mayor of St. Louis Park, Minnesota. I mean, I get it. Her version of American is people like me not saying a damn thing as Islam takes over our cities. People who are related to founding fathers. People whose families helped found this country. People whose families have fought in every war. And we've been trained to think if you say that, you're the bad guy. You're the racist. You're the nationalist. Not, hey, you know what? It's a normal level of concern to wonder why the Council on American Islamic Relations in Minnesota and their state AG, who also happens to be a Muslim, Keith Ellison, seem to be in on this storming of the church. Why that group organized a mob just the day before that to attack Somali fraud protesters. A normal level of concern to wonder why there's so much Somali fraud. And I'm not even trying to be mean. Somebody told this woman and her family that this is the land of opportunity when they got here. They didn't tell them that if you commit massive amounts of fraud in your community, that eventually there's going to be some blowback from the rest of the citizens of the country. So yeah, Nadia Mohammed, mayor of an entire city in my country. Things may seem a little less welcoming these days, but maybe you guys should start leering exactly why that is. Again, I'm not even trying to sound mean, but I don't exactly go around Mogadishu telling them that they're losing their Somalians.
So Somalis and other immigrants actually thought that Black Americans can be deported. And it's really funny to me because I'm just here wondering, okay, like what's happening? How can you guys actually think that Black Americans can be deported? Like they literally built the nation, they literally built the country where you are at. And you all actually had the mind thinking that they can be deported. It's really funny because watching some of these clips, I'm like, no, you guys are not even making sense at this time. Now there's this particular imam, yeah, he was saying things like how some black Americans do not even know their fathers, and most of them are just born by side chicks or roadside. He said a lot of things, and yes, I think some people say he has retracted his statement, but what he said has been said because that's what you have in mind. That's why he said it. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Anyway, I'm going to let the rest of the videos roll, then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to the original creators of these videos. Let's go watch.
Somalis might be some of the worst migrants that you can import into our beautiful country, America, and I'm going to show you exactly why. I expose things that the media won't, so make sure you follow me. First of all, who decided that this is a good idea? And it's not just Obama, it actually started with Bush, who imported way more Somali migrants than Obama did. Between 2001 and 2016, both Bush and Obama admitted almost 100,000 Somali refugees into the United States. 99.6% of all these Somalian refugees are Muslims. 30% of them were males between the age of 14 and 50. So how much does all of this cost America? Well, let me show you. The total revenue for the state of Minnesota the Somalians produce on an annual basis is anywhere between $1 to $1.4 billion. That means that the total amount of money that a Somalian contributes to the United States is anywhere between $2,700 and $4,100. The average American contributes about $18,000. This isn't even a quarter of what the average American produces to the American government. So let's say they bring in about $3,200 a year to the American government. Well, how much do they take away? And this doesn't include the fraud that we just found through Nick Shirley. 81% of Somali households depend on some form of federal and state assistance like SNAP or Medicaid. If the household has kids, it rises up to 89% of households. About 60% rely on food stamps and about 80% rely on Medicaid, which means that the total amount that the federal government and the state government spends on each Somali migrant is anywhere between $12,000 to $20,000 annually. That includes direct benefits and public services. That means that on average, every Somali migrant costs the American government about $15,000 annually. On top of that, the majority of them commit massive fraud, stealing even more money from the American government.
Do you regret your vote for President Trump?
We don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Salman Fiki, he was at this July 2024 rally in St. Cloud, Minnesota. You can see him at this event with Minnesota Somali leaders giving their endorsement in November of last year. You posted on social media, I, Salman Fiki, am formally announcing that I'm ending all collaboration with the Republican Party.
It was very dehumanizing and is very unpresidential coming.
So Somalians have been under attack since Donny T said what he said about them, calling them garbage and that they need to go back to Somalia. Somalia is a crappy country and all this sort of trash that he was saying. And, some people have been DMing me this stuff and saying that, because I'm an Africa-centric platform, I should be talking about this and defending Somalia and so on and so forth. Do you realize how many videos I have seen online of Somalians saying that, A, they're not black, and 2, they're not Africans? Like they have more in, they're part of the Arab world, or I don't even know what these guys have been talking about. The number of videos, there are so many of these videos on the internet, on social media, that all you need to do is type in Somali not black, and you just get a whole, because it's that common that you see these videos. When it comes to Pan-Africanism, these guys are never really engaging in these conversations. So when I heard that there was a Somalis for Trump movement, I wasn't even surprised. The fact that this thing has now turned around to become what it has become now for these folks, I don't even know what to tell you. This guy is only sad and he's only denouncing the Republican Party and Donny T because he came after them. He didn't have any issue when this guy was coming after Nigeria, when he was going after Africa, when he was going after Latinos, when he was going after, he had no problem. They had no problem with that. The issue you now have, he's suddenly become unpresidential because he came after Somalians. That is the reason why a lot of Africans aren't even saying anything, because they're just like, oh, okay. This is your guy. You voted for him. And you did rallies for him, supported the man, put him in the White House. There is nothing Donny T is doing that he didn't tell you he was going to do before he got into office. He lets you know. So this should not be a surprise. Somalia, man, listen, I need some Somalian content creators to come and deal with this situation, because I actually don't have anything to say. I really don't.
Oh, look, a video of Ilhan Omar basically calling America Somalia's little lapdog. Check this out.
dowladda Mareykanka waxay ka qabanaysaa wixii annaga aan dhahno dowladda Mareykanka qabo. Waa kalsoonidaas inaan isku qabno annaga Soomaali hadii aan nahay. Wadankan annaga ku nool. Wadankan wadankii aan annaga tax ka dhiibno waaye. Waa wadankii gabar idinka dhalatayne ee Congress ka fadhiso. Intii aniga aan Congress joogo. Wadanka Soomaaliya biyaheeda dad kaleeta iyo badeeda dad kale ma qaadanayaan. Wadanka Mareykankana kuma taageerayo dad kaleeta in annaga ayna dhacaan.
Ilhan Omar has no fealty to America. Her heart is with Somalia. Her representation will be for Somalia and Somali people only. She says as much in that speech to Somalian people in her own language. And what's even more disturbing about that is that the state that she's supposed to be representing only has about 1% to 2% of Somalians in their state. So she's ignoring 98% of her constituents in favor of the 2% because that's where she's from. And that's the country that she pleads fealty to, not America. She doesn't love America. She doesn't love our culture. And she sure as hell doesn't love our people. We need to get Ilhan Omar out of Congress and behind bars where she belongs.
Over the comments, I've seen a lot of people coming out to say, I know my father and mother, aunts and uncles and cousins. We have family reunion. You all need to go now, okay? And this is one of the reasons why it's as if Black Americans have decided to stay out. Just because of this thing, because these people have said a lot. Like, they have the mouth to say a lot, and they have really said a lot. So because they have said a lot, Black Americans are now deciding to really keep calm and now watch. Watch you guys handle your own business. Because you cannot be talking to people anyhow you want and expect those same people to come and stand with you. That doesn't even, make a lot of sense, right? That doesn't even make a lot of sense. So Black Americans are not saying, we are not coming out to protest with you all. So no matter what you guys do, because I feel that some of the things that come out of their mouths now are gaslighting. Some of them are trying to gaslight Black folks, pressuring them into speaking up, standing with them and doing whatnot. But Black folks are deciding to say no, deciding to keep off and watch every immigrant handle their business. If you guys are getting deported, then deal with it. Do the protest. Let every person in your community that literally voted for this, let them go out and protest. Let them go out and speak up. Let them, stand by you guys. Why are you all now after them because they have refused to come out? Okay. So this comment said, I don't know why it is so funny to me that these folks thought Black Americans could be deported. No, they are miserable, so they want us to be punished too. They think that we are beneath them, and they think that we are, so okay. So of course we should suffer. Okay, that's exactly what they are thinking. Okay, maybe they thought because Black Americans can be deported, if anything happened, all of us have to come out and protest. All of us have to come out and stand. All of us have to do the needful. But now they're not finding out that Black Americans can't be deported. They can't be sent anywhere. I don't know where you guys want them to. Do you want them to be sent to Somalia or what? Because if you keep saying that black Americans have been deported, where exactly were you expecting them to send them to, if not America? Because that's their country. That's where they grew up. That's where they have known for years that that's where they come from. So every one of you actually trying to, make black Americans feel bad for not coming out to protest. You guys need to check yourself, because these guys literally, have known their onions for years. Most of them know their fathers. They know, in fact, they know their fathers. Then I saw a comment or a video, I've forgotten, where this black American lady was talking about, or a guy, I think one of those, was talking about how he knows his great-grandfather. He didn't see him, but he heard the story and saw pictures. I was like, my father told me the stories. He told me everything, because their great-grandfather told their grandfather passed it to their father, and it got to them. So you can't be saying that they don't know where they came from, they don't know their fathers, and yet you'll come to when you come out to say you are sorry. I wonder what you're actually talking about, because sorry does not shift blame. It doesn't negate the fact that you said what you said and you owned it. For you to say something, that means you own it. It is something that is in your mind for years. That's what you're saying out. So black Americans now deciding to stay silent, and you guys are just pissed. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you all think in the comments. I really love to read from you guys. It highly belongs to original creators of these videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and do drop your own take in the comments. And I'll see you all on my next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you all next time. Bye, guys.